All right, so today we're diving deep into Bad Bunny's album, DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS.
Yep.
And, you reached out wanting to know how this guy went from, like, bagging groceries to becoming, like, one of the biggest names in music.
It's huge.
And I think this album, like, really gives us some clues.
Totally.
It's not just about, like, topping the charts or whatever.
It's movement.
It's sparking conversations, and it's, like, challenging what we think we know about pop music and, celebrity.
Yeah, and what's so interesting is how he's managed to achieve this, like, massive global success.
Right.
While still staying so connected to his roots.
Yeah.
Like this album, DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS.
You should have taken more photos.
Exactly. It's deeply personal,
Yeah.
It's like a window into his journey, his connection to Puerto Rico.
It's like almost paradoxical, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
You have this superstar, known for his bold style and persona.
Sure.
And then the title of his album is hinting at this, like, vulnerability.
Right.
This reflection.
And that contrast is key, I think, to understanding what makes him so appealing.
Okay.
The source material mentions this anecdote about Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Driving through San Juan, and he's, like, overcome with emotion.
Oh, wow.
Because he's seen all these tourists enjoying the beaches,
Right.
But they're oblivious to, like, the island's struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sparked this really deep reflection for him about perception versus reality.
So he's not just making music for the clubs.
No.
He's, like, grappling with these complex emotions.
Absolutely.
And, like, sharing them with the world.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that vulnerability is part of what draws people to his music? Uh-huh.
Especially, those who feel this kind of tension between their heritage and the wider world.
Right.
And he does all of this while pushing musical boundaries, too.
Yeah, he's not afraid to experiment.
This isn't your typical, like, reggaeton album. He goes deep into traditional Puerto Rican music, blends genres like salsa plena, even jibara, with his signature modern sound.
I gotta admit, some of those genres I'm not super familiar with.
Sure.
Could you break down, like, plena and jibara for me?
Yeah, so plena is often called, like, the newspaper of the people.
Oh, interesting.
It's got this infectious rhythm often played on panderos, which are hand drums.
Uh-huh.
And the lyrics traditionally told stories about everyday life in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Jibara is a little different. It's more rural, rooted in, like, the mountainous regions of the island.
Okay.
It often features string instruments like the cuatro and the guiro.
Gotcha.
And its themes tend to revolve around love, nature, and rural life.
So by, like, weaving these traditional sounds into his music,
yes,
he's not only innovating, but he's also kind of introducing this global audience to the richness of, like, Puerto Rican musical heritage.
Exactly. It's a brilliant strategy.
Yeah.
Honors his roots and expands his appeal. And he's not just sampling these genres.
Right.
He's collaborating with, like, legends.
Oh, wow.
Like El Gran Combo de Puerto Rico and
Rodrigo.
Yeah.
What a great, like, play on words.
It is.
New York and Old San Juan.
Yeah, bridging cultures, right?
Totally. What other tracks, like, showcase this fusion?
Let's see.
In a way that might, like, grab someone who's not already, like, a hardcore Bad Bunny fan.
Quitoro de Coco is a good one.
Okay.
Named after the traditional Puerto Rican coconut spirit.
Oh, cool.
It's a drink often enjoyed during the holidays.
Uh-huh.
And he infuses the song with jibaro rhythms.
Okay.
Creates this, like, unique blend of festive energy and traditional flair.
Oh, wow.
He even samples Chuito de Bayamon, a renowned jibaro musician.
So he's kind of like a musical ambassador in a way.
Yeah, I like that.
Introducing these artists and traditions to a whole new audience.
For sure.
That's got to play a role in his widespread appeal.
Definitely does.
And then you have Bales and Inevitable, which means unforgettable dance.
Exactly.
A full-blown salsa track.
Yeah, brings back that vibrant energy of live instrumentation.
Yeah, it's like he's transporting you to a dance hall in Old San Juan.
Totally.
It's fascinating how he balances all these different elements.
Mm-hmm.
He's this global superstar, but he's also so grounded in his culture, his heritage.
Yeah.
It's like he's found a way to be both deeply personal and universally relatable.
Absolutely.
And we're only scratching the surface here. We haven't even gotten to the social and political commentary.
Right, which adds a whole other layer to his global impact.
We'll dive into that next.
Let's do it.
This album is clearly more than just catchy tunes.
For sure.
It's a statement.
It is a statement. You know, it's that boldness, that willingness to like speak his mind.
Yeah.
That's also helped him reach a global audience.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit.
Okay.
We were talking about the social commentary that he weaves into his music.
Yep.
The source material mentions this thing with a comedian.
Oh, right.
Who made those offensive jokes about Puerto Rico.
At the political rally.
Yeah, and he basically like called him out.
Yeah, it was pretty gutsy.
For someone who's trying to, you know, maintain a global fan base.
For sure. It shows he's not afraid to stand up for what he believes in.
Right.
Even if it means alienating some people.
Yeah. And he didn't even directly call out the comedian.
Right.
He posted that video of Kamala Harris.
Yeah, expressing her support for Puerto Rico.
It was subtle but effective.
Very.
So he's using his platform to like amplify voices that support his homeland rather than, you know, engaging in negativity.
Smart.
It seems very much in line with the album's theme.
Yeah.
Of like focusing on what really matters.
Yeah, and that theme of staying grounded while navigating global fame, it's like all over this album.
Yeah.
There's Lo Que Pasó Hawaii.
What happened in Hawaii?
Right, which on the surface seems like kind of a lighthearted song title, but it's actually a clever way for him to address Puerto Rico's relationship with the U.S.
I'm intrigued. Unpack that a little.
So both Puerto Rico and Hawaii were seized by the United States in 1898.
Wow.
But Hawaii eventually became a state.
Right.
Puerto Rico is still a territory.
With that unique political status.
Exactly. And the song seems to be reflecting on that potential loss of cultural identity that can happen within those political complexities.
It's a powerful parallel.
It is.
He's using this like seemingly lighthearted song to spark a conversation about something so much deeper.
And it's not just through the music that he's making these statements.
Oh, right.
Remember the short film he released with the album?
With the elderly man and the gentrification?
Yes, exactly.
It's like such a poignant visual representation.
It is.
Of this tension between tourism and reality in Puerto Rico.
And that's a theme that we see throughout the album.
So we've got this musical innovation,
yeah,
this social commentary, and then this like deeply personal layer.
Yeah.
It's like he's inviting us into his world.
I love that.
You know, sharing his joys, his struggles, his love for his island.
And that's where his genius lies.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to be vulnerable.
Right.
To let us see like the man behind the mask, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that resonates with audiences globally. It allows them to connect with him on a human level.
Totally.
Regardless of where they come from.
You know, it's interesting. The more we get into this album, the more I see how all these pieces contribute to his success.
Totally. It's all connected.
Yeah, like the musical choices, the personal reflection.
The social commentary, it all plays a part.
Okay, so speaking of those personal reflections, you mentioned La Mudanza.
The move.
Yeah. What struck me about that track
Yeah.
is how he reflects on his journey.
Right.
He talks about the sacrifices, the support of his family.
Yeah.
Even the moments of doubt. Yeah, he doesn't shy away from the complexities of fame.
Which is so important, you know, for someone in his position.
Right.
He's not trying to glorify the superstar lifestyle.
Right.
He's being real about the challenges, the pressure.
The scrutiny.
Yeah. And by doing that, he's creating a space for his fans to relate to those experiences, even if they're not, you know, on a global stage.
Right, is that shared human experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the source material mentions the release date being significant.
Yes, it dropped on Víspera de Reyes.
Three Kings Day Eve.
Huge celebration in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
All about family tradition.
The joy of giving.
Exactly, and by releasing the album on that day, he's connecting his personal journey to those cultural experiences.
He's saying, this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is where I come from.
This is what matters.
And it's resonating with people worldwide.
It is. He's tapped into that universal desire for belonging, connection, authenticity.
And that's powerful.
No matter where you're from.
Okay, so we've been unpacking how BadBunny blends, you know, all these different things. Musical innovation, social commentary, deeply personal reflections in DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS.
It's all there.
And it's clear that all those pieces have played a part
for sure
in his global success.
What's so fascinating is how he's managed to do all that without compromising his artistic vision.
Yeah.
Like he's not watering down his message or trying to appeal to like the lowest common denominator.
He's not afraid to take risks.
No, he's not.
Push boundaries.
Challenge expectations.
And that's incredibly appealing.
It is. It's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. In a world where so much of pop culture feels manufactured and predictable.
Right.
Bad Bunny stands out because he's unapologetically himself.
That's such a good point.
He's not trying to be anyone else.
Yeah.
And that resonates with people
who are trying to find their own voice.
Exactly, their own place in the world.
The source material talks about how he's faced criticism.
Oh, yeah.
For his fashion choices, his lyrics, his overall, approach to music.
His whole thing.
But instead of backing down,
he leans in.
Yeah, he uses it as fuel.
Totally.
For his creativity.
It's key to his success.
Right.
He's not letting negativity define him.
Yeah.
He's controlling the narrative and using it to further his message.
It's working.
It is.
It's like he's flipped the script on what it means to be a pop star.
He's not just selling an image or a sound.
It's more than that.
He's inviting us into a conversation.
Yeah.
A movement.
Like bigger than music.
He's tapping into this desire for authenticity, connection.
Something real.
Meaningful.
And he's creating this space where people from all different backgrounds can come together and celebrate,
what unites us.
Our shared humanity.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS.
What a journey.
I know. What's the one thing you want listeners to take away from this?
I think it comes down to that Bad Bunny has shown the world that success doesn't have to come at the expense of authenticity.
You can be yourself.
You can stay true to
your roots.
Your vision.
And still achieve incredible things.
And reach unimaginable heights.
That's a powerful message.
It is.
I think we can all learn from that.
Absolutely.
Embrace what makes you unique.
Your individuality, your culture, your passions.
Don't be afraid to challenge the status quo.
Use your voice to make a difference.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive.
It has.
Thanks for joining me on this.
It's been a pleasure.
Now go listen to DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS.
And discover the magic for yourself.